That's selfish because that's a place of lack. That's fear. Any type of fear the devil can use to have a stronghold on us to keep us from fulfilling our purpose. It don't matter which the fear is, whether the fear is vulnerability, fear of criticism, fear of looking goofy. That's all a fear that devil can use to fuel his strength to not let us fulfill our purpose.
You gotta know what's wrong with yourself, and then you gotta just go find the knowledge, go find the information, and fix it.
They got the status, they got the fame, they
That's
even
true.
got the skill, they build something. But man, I seen time and time again where a man get broken to his knees on the emotional level by women because his lack of understanding of how the feminine works.
He might give her the big ass house, the big ass car, everything that she wants, but she don't feel emotionally safe in that house. She will go cheat with the nigga that makes her feel emotionally safe.
It's not as much of a disadvantage as you think to not be rich yet, because you get the time to build the other things that money not gonna be able to buy later. And guess what? When you get that money from those skills you got, that'll be an extra cherry on top. So you'll have those benefits on top of the benefits of your character. And you got men out here who only relying on what's external. What's up, YouTube, man? It's iamdxpe back again with another video, man. We are on the Dope channel, man. The DXPE channel, man. And for all y'all that don't know, Dope stands for discipline. Let me make sure this is going. Yeah, had to make sure that motherfucker back up recording. All right. What's up, YouTube? It's iamdxpe back again with another video, bro. And we on the Dope channel, man. Y'all see DXPE, man, discipline, extraordinary, persistent, evolving, man. This is a channel where we all aiming to become dope. So if you say, I am dope, you basically saying, I am disciplined, extraordinary, persistent, and evolving, man. And by you subscribing, you will join the movement. And today, in the first episode, we starting out, I got my boy, Kyle.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, man.
What's good, y'all?
We randomly decided to do this within the last 24 hours after we was having a deep conversation about dating in 2024, 2025, and the dynamics of everything that's going on. And what we realized, we be dropping a lot of gems when we be talking amongst each other. And it's about that time we fulfill a part of our purpose in life and get this stuff out to help people, you know what I'm saying? So before we get into that, I'm gonna let my boy Kyle introduce himself, what he about, what he do, and everything, you know what I'm saying? So Kyle, I'm gonna let you take it real quick.
Damn, boy, I wasn't prepared to introduce myself. It's a whole introduction. All right, so my name's Kyle. I'm 23, man. I've been on my self-improvement journey for, I'll say, but a good 4 years now. Right now, I'm in sales. I do car sales, and really, my life is just about improving. But I just want to improve. It's like in every category: relationships, money, friends, all of that. I just want to live the best life. So, me and Dope, we've been cool for a little minute. How we met, Dope?
Man, I met your ass in 2021 through Instagram when I vividly remember it, man. I'm finna go through it, fuck it. Now, I was on Instagram in 2021. I was in a specific phase of life when I was following a whole bunch of random girls on Instagram. I used to my 3,000. It's 2021. I'm just following.
Yeah,
mind you, I'm doing photography at the time, so I'm trying to get all the whole look at my fire pictures. And mind you, I had just went to Savannah. I ain't know nobody. I followed his now ex. I followed her on Instagram, but it was like one of the people who I was just, when I'm going through somebody's likes, I'm going through somebody's followers. You know, so I'm just following people. And basically all the people who remained following me back, and I stayed following them. And then over time, I'll see her post these fire-ass pictures, and I realized she had a boyfriend. And I realized at the time, I'm doing photography heavy. I had just got a Canon 90D and an 85mm 1.8.
Right.
So I see photography, I'm like, oh, he do photography. She got a boyfriend do photography. At the time, his username on Instagram was Kyle Nathan Photography _ I vividly remember. And they used to take these pictures. Y'all used to take these pictures to where y'all she used to make the crochet things for both of y'all. Yeah. And I used to just, I think I just ended up following you through them. I mean, following you, and over time, we never say nothing to each other. We just followed each other. That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't even know how to. Why did we? I remember y'all used to do YouTube videos, and I used to see when they drop, and it's
yeah.
like. I don't even know, like, what made me say something to you. When did I even first, saying something to you? Like,
Something happened and we got in contact, and then we stayed in contact after that, and we just
facts, man.
this was history,
It all
bro.
came down to when I was around goddamn Avery and all the YouTubers, and I was trying to get big, and I realized he did good with he work out, like he really do the gym shit, and I was trying to make that happen.
Yeah,
I remember telling him, I know somebody who really good at this shit with nobody shit.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, that's what the
how it
original
happened.
reason was. On top of the fact that he did photography too, so it's like, bro, I know he'll be an asset. So called bro
Yeah.
one day, came, met everybody, locked in since for months after that.
Yeah.
Bro. This is like all the way January, February, March, April, good like 4 months. This man was around me, bro. He was like my
Locked
right
in.
hand man for like good 4 months, bro. That probably was some of the good 4 months of my life.
God, had that boy in the gym. That boy was getting swole. We were eating right, everything. Yeah, that was a good 4 months. I ain't gonna lie.
Babe, I'm gonna say
That's a good 4
this
months.
right now while we in the first episode, bro. I gotta get back to that point where that period, that little short period, you had me eating right in the gym, bro. That's some of the best I ever felt in my life. How he had me on a meal approach, it was changing my body and mind on how I couldn't even go back to eating regular food. Like, I throw it up. One time I had a donut after a couple of months of
I
doing
was about
that.
to say the donut story too. I was about to say that.
Bro, I had a donut after not eating a donut for like 2 months or anything like that, bro. I almost threw up. Like, I couldn't even eat it. Kyle, bro, I gotta get back to that point. I want to do this until we get that money coming in and we can get back to that point where we got that
To
freedom.
that point, yeah.
Because the
facts.
only thing,
Facts.
it was that money, bro. But it's all good.
Yeah. And now we're in a whole 2 different locations. Dope in the A. I'm not in the A no more. I'm all the way in Savannah, Georgia. So we got to get back to the same point where we in the same apartment, same building, got the podcast running in the building. We got to get back right, bro. Working out, eating right.
Everybody watching, y'all see the beginning.
That's the goal, man.
Y'all see how it started. We ain't even by
Facts.
each other because we in 2 different circumstances in life, but we can't let that stop us. He got his camera.
Facts.
I mean, I got my camera. He got his camera. We on FaceTime. So if you watching this, ain't no excuse. Bro, we can't make no more excuses.
Can't be
bro.
done. Ain't no excuse. Yeah.
Yes, sir. One thing that's weighing on my fucking mind and spirit the most is like the biggest mistake niggas make when dating. Like, we gotta get into that shit, Kyle. Like, we gotta get into that shit. I'm just stop and ask you, when I just said that, what come to mind? What top mistake do you think niggas make that just fucks it up?
I think really the top mistake that come to my mind is just being too much of a nice guy. But being a nice guy, not being a good guy, just being a people pleaser. You just trying to do everything to please your girl. You think she's gonna leave you if you don't. I think that is a big mistake. You call it simp in this generation. Simp, being a simp, bro. I think that's a big mistake, and there's a lot of reasons why, bro. When you a simp, bro, you really ain't got no real ground to stand on for real. You just doing whatever your girl say. So it's like she ain't gonna respect you after a while. After a while, she ain't gonna respect you. She gonna want to go find some standards and ground in somebody else. So it's like,
Right.
I don't think that's a good idea at all.
Right, and how we was talking about it, I'm really trying to right now, it's not in like the typical red pill, don't give her validation type of way, bro. We ain't on that. We passed that phase, bro. This ain't gonna be no, I'm telling y'all right now, because anybody who watches this, y'all might be like, oh, another podcast where they talking about dating. Bro, I'm telling you right now, we ain't about to be them niggas who just sit and want to degrade, or they only worrying about the red pill ideologies, y'all. We on a whole different level, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, even though he said that, he gonna break down kind of what he mean, because it's not like it's not typical like the don't be nice guy type of, you know what I'm saying? So Kyle, I kind of want you to get into a little bit of kind of like what you mean as far as, you know, how we was talking last night about like, you know what I'm saying, the specific psychological reasons, not just the actions, but the
This shit, right. See, last night the conversation flowed so well. It was like you almost didn't really have to think about, you know, in a way the conversation just flowed when we got into that without thinking. Now it's like, okay, I gotta structure the shit and try to think of,
it's all
okay,
good.
where do I even start with that?
Yeah, because we ain't got to do it. Because I got a vivid memory. I remember 90% of what I remember 90% of it. But the first thing we was talking about is a lot of the reason why women cheat is because it's some parts of her that's not getting satisfied, that even if you're a good guy, it's still some parts of her to not be fulfilled. We was talking about how this could be emotionally. You can be financially stable, rich. You ain't fucking her right. You ain't stimulating her emotionally. You ain't leading. You ain't got a path, a purpose that you leading her on. Shit like that. And we was talking about how it's not about being a bad boy. It's about being a man who's doing what's best for both of y'all, and the traits you having while doing it comes off as a bad boy. But that ain't what we trying to be. We ain't trying to act. We ain't trying to have tactics. We being that. And we was talking about how
you gotta be that. You gotta just.
So what I would ask you, Kyle, is how have you gotten to the point where you are that and you ain't just acting? And explain the differences between you now and you being the person that was acting to, you know what I'm saying, a certain way.
I never feel like I was really acting for real. I always had the idea, I always had the awareness that acting ain't gonna work. At the time, there was times in my life where I didn't have the knowledge and the wisdom I had now, but I never felt like I was really acting. And even with what I do now, bro, that same shit like plays in my head all day. You can't act, you gotta be. So I never felt like I was ever acting, so I can't really give a perspective on that. But here's what I know. What you was just talking about. If you watch all the videos and you act like you the good guy, you act like you the bad guy, it ain't never gonna work. Because in a relationship, bro, I was in a 2-year relationship. Think about it, you can't act for a whole 2 years straight. So acting don't never work. So you can learn all the little
tactics,
secrets and tricks and tactics and all of that, but that's all temporary. So you really gotta be.
You really gotta be.
And how you be is you really just gotta lock in with you and be real with yourself. For me, YouTube helped me with everything. I ain't gonna lie. I will figure out the little things about myself. Okay, at the time, it's like, okay, I needed to find some money was always my thing. It's like, bro, I feel like I kind of had a good childhood and a respectful childhood where it's like, there's a little bit of morals and core values that I have. But it was like, for me, it was like, okay, little shit like how to make money. If I don't need to make money, search that on YouTube. Go down the rabbit hole. Another thing was, for me, was big is emotional intelligence. How to control your emotions. Just going down that rabbit hole and figuring and learning for yourself is how you just become and not act. You gotta know what's wrong with yourself, and then you gotta just go find the knowledge, go find the information and fix it. And that's how you become in a place where you don't have to act. You don't have to fake it. It's like you really becoming better. You don't have to act like, oh, you this dude and you understand women, so you do this and that. No, it's because you really do, because you done been through it. You know where your emotions are. After you done fixed your emotion, let's say for me, I would just blow up. Like I would just bottle everything in, right? And I don't really know how to control it. At that point, I didn't know how to control it. So at the time, the wrong person catch me, I'm exploding. Yeah. And that's not a good man trait to have. That's not a good trait, man or woman. That's not a good trait for a human to have. It's just explode with your emotions like that because you can't control it. So that was one of my big things, and I wanted to learn how do I fix that? I went to a whole spell of just, the books I got super interested in when I started to read shit that ain't nobody ever told me, ain't nobody around me would ever tell me some shit like that, and I found it. So the book I read, there's a couple of them. It was mostly podcasts, I ain't gonna lie, but I still have the book right here. I ain't gonna lie. So this is the first book I ever got.
Oh shit, what is it?
And I ain't gonna lie, I got it at Goodwill, and I was just going through some books. I was like, okay, I need a book that on the mind, on all of that. So the book is called Think Smart, and it's literally just all about your brain, all about your emotions, all about mastering the mind, just a whole bunch of shit about the brain. And I ain't gonna lie, I ain't even finished this book, but I got into like halfway through the book, and the shit I was learning from the book, I will go and search it up to go more in detail on YouTube. And it's just a whole rabbit hole I went through of learning. And then with experience, you got to apply all, because you going to read a lot of shit, but then you got to apply it in real life with real scenarios, real relationships. It's a long story, bro. But that's the gist of it. And once you start doing that over and over and over again, you become. You don't have to act. You become, because you learning and applying. So then you become. So then you ain't gotta be the guy that, oh, I read this, but I really don't even understand this, but I'm gonna echo it because it sounds right. It sounds true.
It sounds
this.
Works,
so it's like,
because just the simple actions of it looks like something, so that's why it works. So you end up getting tactics and stuff. They do work. I was one of the people who would use pickup, tactics, manipulation, try to make myself look like somebody I'm not, or try to make myself act like a certain level of nonchalance, a certain level of not giving a fuckness. It works. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a certain level of women out there who will see right through that from the beginning. And even the ones who don't see right through it from the beginning, eventually they're gonna see through it. Because if you are dating and you're not being your true authentic self, eventually cracks are gonna show in the mask that you're putting on. And you got different types of women out here who are very good at discerning. There's girls out here who they got good discernment. Every girl ain't out here just, you know what I'm saying?
Brain dead.
So that's one thing we was discussing last night. We was talking about how we got to the point where we ain't doing all this trying to be somebody we not. We mentally, emotionally, we are how we are. And that's why we gotten to the point where it became easier, bro. This shit easy as hell for me to date now, bro.
Facts.
But it all come down to the fact that we know ourselves now. And that's why I'm making this video, because you can watch any red pill YouTuber. I've been red pill since I was 17 years old. I done did everything. I done went down the AMS, Steph is cold, FitX phase. I done went down the roommates. I done watched, bro, I'm telling you, bro, I done went through that phase. I done went through red pill rage. I went through the having resentment toward all women in the world. Hell, I done went through a phase where I watched them Fresh and Fit in like 2020. You know what I'm saying? I went from that, and I realized that that's what a lot of y'all stuck at. Because the reason why a lot of y'all stuck at is because technically you can get results from applying what they say. And there is a lot of truth in what the red pill and the manosphere ideologies put out there. But the thing about it, bro, y'all capping y'allself, bro. Because what a lot of y'all are doing, this is what we were discussing last night, what a lot of y'all are doing is y'all are not being your authentic self, and y'all bending who you are to try to get a certain result. Even if you get women from acting like these people you're not and doing these tactics, you're ultimately hurting yourself and you're hurting her, because you're wasting both of y'all time. Because what's happening is you acting a certain way, you getting these certain type of women, but these women are not really compatible with you. They're compatible with the person you portraying yourself to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing we was talking about last night. That's why, and we was talking about how it's better to be a man who is purpose-driven, who has something he's striving for and building toward, so he can find a woman who is compatible with that. You don't have to act if you already being that.
You don't have to act. The crazy thing is to talk more about what he was just saying. When you are purposeful, when you have all of the things he just said, the woman is gonna naturally come to you. Then you ain't gotta use no pickup lines. You ain't gotta use no tactics and all of that, because first of all, but you're gonna be so focused on just bettering you, and she's your girl, the woman, your ideal woman, is probably doing the same thing in her own world, and somewhere on that line, y'all gonna meet and just create something beautiful. You ain't even gotta go search for it. You ain't gotta. I ain't saying you don't go talk to her. Like, if you see her in the grocery store, I ain't saying don't go talk to her and go introduce yourself and shit like that. But it's gonna happen so naturally. You ain't gotta go use all these tactics and all these things that, like he was saying. But if you're not really that, it's gonna work. It might work for the short term, but eventually that shit is not gonna work. The smarter approach to it is just focusing on self, focusing on your purpose, being better, bro. If you know you ain't got no six pack, if you know you ain't eating good, if you know your mind ain't all the way right, if you know there's a lot more you can learn about yourself, about life, about money. A lot of us grew up. Me, I ain't nobody in my family ever talk about money, ever talk about bank accounts, credits, and all of that shit. So if you like me, if you was in that situation, but you owe it to yourself to really go learn all of that shit yourself. Ain't nobody gonna teach you. Ain't nobody gonna teach you. And if you just choose to be ignorant, bro, you putting yourself at such a disadvantage in this world. Who I was in 2021 and who I am now, bro, I feel like I know so much more about, just myself, health, money, women, friendships, emotional intelligence as a whole, psychology of people as a whole. Because a lot of this shit, my 2021 self, when all of the emotions I used to have, the characteristics I used to have then, now that I've gotten myself out of that, I can easily see when somebody's trying some shit, or easily see when somebody's in that same situation, or easily see when somebody's trying to be manipulative and conniving and all of these things, because that used to be me. So when you come out of that, bro, you can really see it. Like, you can see it in other people, and that again is a plus. That just helps with discernment in a lot of things too. So it's like, I don't see no other path than just becoming better, and the women gonna come. The women gonna come.
And another thing, I'm glad that he said that, because another thing that we touched on heavily, I know we talk about money, I know we talk about the body, but the thing where we really hit the nail on the head and what a lot of guys fuck up, what we gotta touch on is, we gotta touch on the emotional intelligence. Because it's a lot of men out there, a lot of men, they got the money. They got the status, they got the fame, they got the skill, they build something. But man, I seen time and time again where a man get broken to his knees on the emotional level by women because his lack of understanding of how the feminine works and how they operate, regardless of what we think may be logical. There are men out there who lack understanding on how the feminine moves and what they respond to and how they respond to it and why they respond to it the way they do. So that's kind of what we're finna turn into now, because we gotta talk about the mistakes and men making these relationships, or to where they don't even be lasting 6 months. They don't even be able to keep the same attraction level with these women for 6 months. Kyle, what is these men doing wrong? What are they missing that they may have the money, they may have the status? What are they doing wrong? Where do they go wrong at?
I can see a lot of ways a man can go wrong with money and everything else, but without emotional intelligence. But I ain't gonna lie though, you might have a better idea about that than me, because you be around. I feel like you more around that type of that type of man than me, that has the money, that has the status, that has the thing. But
so
I be in my own world. You feel me?
So what I mean by that is, first thing I'm gonna tell y'all, bro, a lot of what I've learned when it comes to how to emotionally deal with a woman, number one, is because I've been in a relationship to where I was being able to maintain an attraction for pretty much a year. Now I know that y'all might be like, oh, they ain't a lot, bro. It's girls have admitted to me that niggas not even able to maintain attraction for 2 months. Not the same level of attraction, because they'll do some lame shit. They'll fall weak emotionally, something like that. And a lot of what I know now comes from the book called The Way of the Superior Man, bro. I'm telling y'all right now, bro, the perfect middle ground between being red pilled, between being aware of female nature, between aware of human nature, between being aware, period, and being completely naive, Because if you on either one of these sides, you're too far. You're too far if you're overly, all girls are hoes, all girls the same. You're too far, and you won't, bro. You ain't gonna build no love, and you ain't gonna build no empire with no woman with no mindset like that, bro. You're not. But you will get played if you naive, or if you just, think shit out peaches and cream, and you don't know how to react and respond to certain things. You like the experience. You're an incel. You're too far on this end too. So what I found is that the book, The Way of the Superior Man, is like the perfect middle ground, because it teaches you about the female nature, but it also teaches you how to navigate in that. See, what a lot of men do these days, they avoid it. Kyle, what a lot of guys do is they avoid a lot of the challenges that comes with women by dealing with multiple women. And that book even exposes that. It exposes how having a girlfriend, bro, will test you as a man. Because you think this shit out peaches and cream, she fucking with me, she attracted me, I got this going on. But what happens when she wake up one day and she, for whatever reason, she ain't feeling it? And that's what I realized, a lot of men fail at that point, because they lack the ability, they lack the skill to be able to conduct themselves in a way that allows the feminine to feel safe. It's all about a woman feeling safe, emotionally safe, physically safe, financially safe. You might have the financial, you might have the physical, but a lot of men lack that emotional intelligence to make that woman feel safe. And that's why I realize a lot of men fail. And let me tell you how it manifests in a reality. When a woman may express herself emotionally, the man might always want to respond with an overwhelming amount of logic, trying to tell her what you should do. Don't be doing this.
Yeah.
Basically like that. Yeah. And the feminine, it's just not what they're receptive to. Women are receptive to how you make them feel, how safe you make them feel to be able to express her emotions. And what happens over time, if you not making her feel safe, don't get me started if you arguing with a woman. Yeah. Don't even get me started on the amount of respect that make hers lose for you on the subconscious level. That's why, even if you can have, I know we ain't perfect, we can have an argument every now and then, bro. But if you get to the point where you don't know how to make a woman feel emotionally safe, what's going to happen is she can start to shut down. She can start to shut that feminine side of herself off. And then what can happen, it can become a domino effect. You don't like how she acting. So a lot of unskilled men, a lot of emotionally unskilled men, they'll close themselves off too. Well, you act like you don't like me, so let me act like I don't like you back. And one thing I need y'all to understand is that women are the effect. Men, what we do, how we act, we are the cause. Yeah. It don't matter what you say. It don't matter what you try to blame the woman, bro. We are the cause. How we act is the cause. And how women act are the result of how we acted. We was talking about this last night on FaceTime. Yeah. Women mirror. Women amplify whatever you give them. Yeah. If you give a woman chaos, she's going to take that and she's going to amplify it back to you tenfold. If you give a woman structure or plan, she's going to take that and amplify it. She's going to take that and nurture it. Women are multipliers. That's what a lot of men don't understand. They think it's a lot of men out here who go tit for tat with women. That's feminine energy. And that's what I realized a lot of men fuck up at. I even done it before when I was more naive. You doing this, you texting back, you doing tactics, let me do a tactic back. Yeah. As men, we are supposed to dictate energy. We are supposed to set the pace for how things go. And she naturally supposed to follow. Now, I am aware that some women will put up some resistance when you try to, set the pace. But don't take that wrong. A lot of men take that wrong there. Damn, she ain't cooperating. Man, the book, The Way of the Superior Man, I even learned from that book that's a lot of times that's just a test. That's just a test to see if it's a facade. Because if it's not a facade and you really like that, oh, that ain't shit for you.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be like, you're going to stand on it. You're going to stand on it. So this is where a lot of men mess up when they try to look a certain way, to try to act like they got a lot of certain type of shit going on. And then when a woman puts up resistance towards it, it gets exposed. Because the reason why it gets exposed is because the reason why that man was acting that way is because he was attached to a specific outcome. AKA he was being selfish. If you moving in a non-selfish way into a way you really a purposeful man and you doing shit because you for the betterment of people and yourself and for y'all, that ain't selfish and you gonna stand on that. But what I mean by selfish is a lot of men act a certain way to get certain results. And what a lot of men get exposed is when they can't get what they want, they stop acting how they was acting.
Yeah.
And that's when it becomes a facade, and that's when it gets exposed, and that's when a woman becomes closed off. I'm telling you, bro, this all like a domino effect and this, mind you, he's 23, I'm 24. This is the wisdom we have came to at this age that a lot of men in their 40s still arguing with their wives. They don't know how to make that woman feel emotionally safe. He might can have the big ass house for her, be taking care of her. But get what? She don't respect him as much. She don't look at him like she used to.
And the craziest part is with that, bro.
Go ahead.
The craziest part with that, he might give her the big ass house, the big ass car, everything that she wants, but she don't feel emotionally safe in that house. She will go cheat with the nigga that makes her feel emotionally safe because she's missing that in the relationship. He ain't gotta give her nothing else but just make her feel emotionally safe. And you'll be looking from the outside in like, what? He just gave you this house, this car, this, and you gonna cheat with him? But that just shows you, bro. If you, as a leader, as a man, you gotta hit all categories. It ain't just the money. It ain't just you giving her whatever she want. It ain't. You gotta make her feel safe. You gotta make her feel heard. You can't just be with the what Dope was just talking about with the logic where if she has a problem, you just hit her with logic. That was a big thing. That was one of my biggest lessons at 21 that I learned. What, 21 or 20 in my last relationship, where it's like and that was the time where it was like I was learning a lot about myself too, and I was in the period of me, working out, understanding food, understanding all these things and implementing it. So my girl, the way I'm learning is just straight logic based. I wasn't really tapping into the emotional intelligence side of things yet. So while my girl is, she's having problems and I'm just giving her all the answers logically, not really understanding that, sometimes she don't want the logic. She don't understand logic how I understand logic. Logic don't solve her problems how logic solves my problems. And I didn't understand that. So it's like you hit her with logic. This is the problem. This is how you fix this. Why are you crying for this? This is so simple. Why are you crying for this? Why is this something that's making you cry? But that's not what she's looking for. She's really just looking for, just some validation, some understanding, just to feel safe. Make her feel like her problems is real problems. It's not. When you ask her why she's crying for this simple problem, is you just devalidated, like it's not real. It's like what is you crying for? This is simple. So now she's like not feeling her, not feeling seen, like you don't really care for her emotions, all this type of shit. I didn't understand because as men, naturally we're just used to the world is just gonna give you logic as a man, whether you can understand that or not. They're logically. Think about it in the most simple way. Why? I always go back to this scenario when I think of why men are so logical and why women are so emotional. And it's as simple as just how we was raised by the world, right? Let's say a girl has a bike, a boy has a bike. The girl falls off the bike. Immediately, the dad, the mom, everybody's going, just treating her all emotional. It's like, oh baby, you got a boo-boo, you got all of that, and they gonna give her all the emotional and all of that shit. But the boy, you fall off a bike, what they gonna tell you? This is how you get up. This is how you solve that. Get up and ride again. Get up. You don't get the same treatment. So it's like And even in school, it's a whole lot of things just like that where a woman will get the more emotional treatment of the world, and a man will just get, okay, more of just a solution-based thing. Figure it out. Get up. Figure it out. So it's like naturally over time, of course, man is going to be more logical. Of course, man is just going to, and especially if you don't have somebody in your life that is emotionally intelligent, to tell you, okay, though the world is saying this, you have to also learn this to interact with females, interact with people. You have to learn the emotional side of things. Some of us just never learn that. Or worse yet, it's like as a man, all you know is the emotional side because you never had a dad, or you never got put in situations where it's like you had to think smart, you had to be logical. It's like you just get super emotional. And for me, that's also part of my life I can relate to. When I told you, there's a lot of problems I just bottle up and get emotional. I didn't have the logicalness and the understanding of how the brain works and all of that to understand why. I didn't have the logic behind why I was getting so emotional. So it's like the world ain't gonna teach you. You gotta learn. I understand why females might be more emotional. So I understand why men might be more logical. You gotta find out where you are at the end of the day. You gotta find where you are, what you're missing, learn it, and that's how you become whole in a sense. And you have both sides of things, and that's when you start to understand people, understand women, understand yourself, and just start to see shit better, and you'll have a way better relationship with everybody you're around, with your girl, because now you ain't gonna give her the damn logic when she's clearly not looking for that, because now you can see that. Now you ain't just thinking like all logical and shit. So
that's facts, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm glad I got him on here, because he's somebody who got experience with that. And like he said, a lot of men lack that balance. Some are too emotional. Some men are too emotional. Where you got women out here being more logical than them. Look at Myron Gaines. Yes, I'm name dropping. Name dropping. I don't care if the video go up. Myron Gaines is too emotional. Yeah. He's a prime example. Myron Gaines has the status. Myron Gaines got that money coming in. Myron Gaines got it. I give it to you, Myron Gaines. You fresh and fit, I give it to you. But it's a lot of women, just the sheer energy you emit outside of yourself, bro. It's some women that would not really find you attractive, bro, on the emotional, on the just simple attraction level. If you strip everything else that you have built, bro, who you are, in my opinion, Myron Gaines, who you are, is a man who still has pending resentment toward women that is unsolved, because it is likely that there was a point in your life to where you wasn't getting what you wanted and you was unskilled on how to deal with it. Me being 24 years old, I have gotten to the point where I understand that. I would go as far as to say, there are men who has more status and more money than us, Kyle. We would have better experience with women on the sheer fact that we know how to handle the challenges that may come from them on a psychological level. That's why I'm low-key glad that we ain't rich just yet. Yeah. Because we're not at the point where we ain't relying on a whole bunch of money to try to get women. Yeah. We ain't relying on a whole bunch of status yet. We ain't relying on a whole bunch of cars. We got the time to build our character. We got the time to build ourselves emotionally.
That's the word right there.
When we build these things, Kyle, money can't buy this.
Can't buy it.
We can be standing in line with a, on God, bro, we can be standing in line with a dude who got $1 million. He can have a Ferrari. The girl say one opinion that he may not agree with, he goes on a tangent. Now the woman doesn't feel safe around him, but she's in a nice car riding with him. Now her natural feminine essence ain't opening up to him because it doesn't feel safe. This had nothing to do with what she's thinking or perceiving. This has to do with her on the inside. A lot of men lack the skill to be able to make the women open up on the inside, the feminine essence of her. That's why I'm making this, because it's a lot of men our age who lack that skill, man. And that's why I'm touching on this, bro. Don't be no Myron Gaines type of guy, bro. If you watching this and you not rich right now, it's an advantage. It's really an advantage. It's not
Facts.
as much of a disadvantage as you think to not be rich yet, because you get the time to build the other things that money not gonna be able to buy later. And guess what? When you get that money from those skills you got, that'll be an extra cherry on top. So you'll have those benefits on top of the benefits of your character. And you got men out here who only relying on what's external.
Facts.
Kyle, it's a lot of women out here that value different things. Men, we don't typically talk about a lot of different things women value. In life, there are a lot of different types of women. Say we got a graph, Kyle. Say we got a graph. On this, you got women who value money. We got women who value status. We got women who value looks. We got women who value sex, how good sex feel. We got women who value emotional strength. There are women out here that if you're not emotionally intelligent, you are limiting yourself to a specific type of women. When you are well-rounded, you will be compatible with more women because you ironing out all these areas: finances, emotional intelligence, stability, looks, status. There are some men who only got 2 of the metrics. If you at the point where you know you got a capability to be rich, you get to work on these metrics. There are women who value these metrics, but just want these to be in line. You don't even got to have a whole bunch of this money and status. Just be stable. For a lot of women, you can be stable and have a lot of emotional strength. She ain't going nowhere. There are some women out here who out here just looking for the money, the status. But like I said, if you wear around it, you can get those women too. It's like when you wear around it, you give yourself the best shot with more women. Yeah. You give yourself the best shot with more women. And that's why I realize a lot of famous people, they're still struggling with women, even though they might be rich and famous, because Kyle, we got more of this metric than them. They famous, they got their money, but we got this emotional intelligence. Some of them can't even fuck good, Kyle. Yeah. Some of them got a little dick. Some of them got a little dick.
Struggling with self, but they didn't really have the time. Because think about it, well, getting too rich, like not learning all the things we're talking about. Like, let's say if I never got the chance to realize I didn't have emotional intelligence, realize that, okay, not eating good and feeling good is not going to put me in a place where I even want to learn. I even realize these things about myself. If I just got rich and now I'm rich and I never, ever, ever get the chance to learn any of that. But you just be a nigga with money just causing havoc for yourself, causing havoc for the world, just being stupid, not understanding women, cannot keep a woman. It's just bad. And that's the reality of some of them niggas that really is. They got the money, but they never got the chance to build a character. They never got the chance to build the shit that money cannot buy. So it's like, if you don't have money right now, but you have the time, you just have the want to be better, but work on the things that money can't buy. That's your mind, that's your body, that's the characteristics, your emotional intelligence. If you're depressed, bro, just go down a rabbit hole of understanding what it is. Cause for me, I've never been. I've heard a lot of my friends talk to me about depression, but I can never relate, right? Because I don't feel. The way I grew up, that word wasn't a thing for me till I was like 14 coming to America. That's the first time, I promise you, I heard the word depression. So it's like, not to say that it's not real, right? But that was never something in my mind, so there was no way I could ever be it. And by the time I'm 14, by the time I'm here, it's too far gone. That word doesn't hold enough power in my mind, so I don't ever feel like I can be. Of course, I'm sad, but I feel like depression is just a prolonged, just sadness, and you're not understanding how to get out of it because you don't understand self. It's a whole different thing. But if you go and
I have a theory,
and I want to hear that.
I kind of got a theory of what I would say depression is.
Go ahead.
I personally would say depression. You know what? I ain't gonna speak for women because Women are more sensitive to more unseen things. It's because of their sheer makeup. I'm not going to talk about women's depression. I'm going to talk about more of what makes a man depressed. It's a lot of factors in theory that I think that play.
Yeah, let's listen.
I would say the top three, and I'm going to go into the other three. I would say the top one would be lack of purpose. Number two, I would think a man who is attached to a specific outcome, he got attached to the outcome of it, it didn't go his way. Or a man who thinks he deserves a specific outcome has not done the work.
Yeah, let's go.
I think all those, because ultimately there is, as men, no matter what we get outside, no matter how much money we get, no matter how much status we get, we need to feel important. We need to feel valuable and needed in the world. And just by you buying more shit, fucking more women, that's not gonna fill that void.
That's not.
As men, what I realized, Kyle, we pretty simple to make happy. All we have to do is get acknowledgement for what we bringing to the world. That right there, but the thing about it, a lot of men are trying to jump the equation by trying to get the results of the acknowledge, what comes with you being acknowledged with coming to the world. A lot of men are trying to get that, but they ain't willing to put in the work that would make people want to do that.
Yeah, naturally, yeah.
Prime example. We blow up all this podcast from helping men. We go out into public, we get acknowledgement from, damn, bro, you helped me. That's going to give us a certain feeling that money can't buy. It's going to give us a certain feeling that us getting a new car can't buy. Ain't no way you're going to be no man feeling depressed when the world is literally letting you know that it appreciates you. That's what makes us happy. It ain't the amount of money. It ain't the cars. It ain't fucking a whole bunch of women, bro. But that's where a lot of men jump the equation by doing that, and they're still trying to fill a void. So I'm glad I realized that at this age. I ain't been through depression in a long time. What's up with that? Last time I went through depression, I remember it was a point where I knew I wanted a specific outcome. My life wasn't looking like that. Or a lot of men simply not doing the work, just simply not doing what it takes to get to that point. You can't see, as men, as a lot of men have already stated, our value, we have to grow it ourselves.
Yeah, you got to.
A lot of women are wrong with their value. Of the sheer skills we develop, Kyle, the skills we have developed, you with learning about the gym, learning about photography, and all the other things you into, me learning about the cameras, editing. These are all things that we can use to bring value to the world and build something just like this that we can get acknowledgement on later. See, Kyle, a lot of men has not done the work to develop any type of skill. A lot of men are not tapped in with their talents, their natural God-given gifts. No, she gonna have to wait. A lot of men are not tapped in with their natural God-given gifts to what they can use to, bro, this girl finna start calling me, bro. Oh God, she finna get blocked. You fucking with the wrong motherfucker now, I swear to God. Boy, I'm glad this girl finna start calling me, bro. Nah, bro, cause don't do that. That's the devil. That's the devil. Now you know this shit finna be something. Why you swatty girl spam calling me? She ain't called me in 3 days. Man, you better go on. So what, man? My battery on 8%. I'm finna switch my battery out real quick. Hey man, so as I was saying before I had to change my battery out, bro, I was just saying a lot of guys has not developed certain aspects of themselves to where they have become valuable enough to have that, whatever they value, that maybe that money is the status, the praise, the women trying to jump the equation. But we can have $1 million and feel empty. That's one thing I realized as a man. Okay. We can have $1 million and feel empty. We can be in our dream luxury apartment, sitting in the middle of that bitch, wondering why that girl just flaked on us, even though we're a millionaire. Women can sense that lack. When we are emitting that lack frequency, women are repulsed by that. Well, regardless, except the ones who gold diggers, but regardless of what we got, bro, we ain't moving with like that sense of purpose in the world. Women can sense that, bro, and they are repulsed by that, bro. That's why a lot of men are depressed. In my opinion, I understand y'all got all this, the doctors and the prescriptions. Man, I ain't never had to take no goddamn prescription for no goddamn depression. When I was depressed, I got myself out there, right? By building myself, building who I am, building what I had to offer to the world, putting it out there and bettering myself, bro. Y'all ain't finna sit up here and tell me, like, bro, I'm not even finna let y'all sit up here and tell me that y'all finna just make this excuse about no doctor and no pills. Oh, y'all, nah, bro. Y'all just have to, y'all have to cancel me, cause
I got a different perspective on that too. It's like, well, I know for sure that them pills and all of that shit is not the cure. It's not a solution. It's not solving anything. It might make you a damn zombie or whatever it does for you, but it doesn't solve the core. Depression is not something that's physical, that it can just be solved with a pill. It's mental. It's all in the mind. So it's often problems with self, problems with, everything Dope talked about, what you think of yourself, where you think you should be, and you're not there yet. It's just a lot of psychological shit. So ain't no way a pill will ever fix that. It might make you feel mellowed out or whatever the hell it might do. On top of the side effects that they don't tell you about, that it really just brings you into a rabbit hole of just diseases, and you don't want to go that route. Trust me. And as you'll understand why, I don't have enough time in this video to explain why, because I'm all about the nutrition and just understanding medicine and all of that. I don't have enough time in this video to explain why that's not the good idea. But when you start learning for yourself, when you start learning about food, when you start learning all of this emotional stuff, intelligence, and learning your brain, you start to realize, you start to get out of depression. You start to realize, oh shit, I never needed that motherfucking pill in the first place. So what the fuck was I taking it for? And then you might get into that rabbit hole of just searching the pill up and searching what it do, and then you realize, what the fuck? Oh, this all is a fucking lie. But you have to do that. You have to want that. You gotta have to go to that path and just learning yourself. And for me, it all comes back to just learning yourself, bro. Learning yourself. You get the answers to everything else. Everything else you had the answer for a problem with, or you think you had a problem with. Start learning yourself. You'll figure out real quick, oh shit, that really wasn't that. I really didn't have a problem with this for real. This really wasn't how I solved this for real.
I agree, man. I ain't never had to take no type of depression pill or do no type of doctor. They ain't had go through no therapy to fix all this. Man, I feel like the answers are gonna always be within us, no matter what we seeking, bro. You know what I'm saying? And another thing we can talk about is how a lot of our peers became to the point where they all like each other. They all on the same bullshit. And I personally believe it all stems from the lack of knowledge we was giving in schools, bro. It's so messed up that we was naturally set up to where we're not set up to have this knowledge so we can have leverage in the world, bro. The only reason we have this knowledge is because we seeked it outside of what we came from. Whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, reading books, learning about seeking the knowledge on our own, bro. So like, I've got to this point by defying what I was taught growing up, if I'm being honest. I don't know about you, Kyle, but I got to this point by defying what I was taught.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. 100%. Same here, bro. Same here. There's a point for me, the shit that I was learning was so crazy that if I have a conversation with my mom or something and just talking about the things I talk about, it's like almost scary to her. It's almost like, what are you talking about? It's almost like, cause that shit is not taught. Nobody know it. Nobody really understands this shit for real, cause you're not taught it. And if you don't go searching for it, but you live your whole life in just this, mundane routine is just being depressed, all this type of things, being stuck in life, feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck, you get depressed. Bro, it's just like a whole pattern that you have to get yourself out of. And if you don't know that, ain't nobody saving you, because the knowledge they giving you is the same knowledge that's keeping you where you don't want to be. So it's like, if you don't ever step outside of yourself, or if you don't have that one person in your life that already knows and understands, if your parents ain't like that. For me, example, if my kids is gonna know this by default because I know this, and of course I'm gonna teach it to my kids, but I ain't had that in a dad. So if you never had that, and you never had the person, that teaches you that, how do you ever know unless you go out and seek for yourself? So it's like, you gotta want to learn the shit. I feel like the biggest thing for me was I really, it's like something struck, brain. I was genuinely excited to learn about my brain every single day and watch these videos and understand all these things, and it was fun. So it's like, you have to get to the point where you start to see results and it's fun and you're feeling like you're growing, and then it's easy as hell from there. Because if you feel like you're growing, if you feel like, let's put it in something materialistic where you can see, right? Or you can visualize. If you're making $1 every day by what you're just doing, every day you're gonna double that dollar every day if you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
This shit become fun because you have a formula, it's working, and you see it every day. So it becomes so fun, and you just building and building every day. And once you get into that role, bro, by the time you look back, 2021 Kyle from 2023 Kyle, 2024 Kyle is a whole different person. And that's fun. And you just keep going. And that's how you going to build your life. Build the life you want.
Hey, man, y'all see Kyle dropping them gems right now, man. You know what I'm saying? I say the biggest thing that's on my heart, bro, is I just think there should be more purpose-driven men in this life. Because I will say that a lot of people who start these videos, people who start podcasts, we see the number one thing to talk about is dating. And dating and what works, what doesn't. And it's to the point where another thing I realized, I'm at a point where I'm past that too, Kyle. It's bigger accomplishments in this world than just conquering a woman. And it's so many people, their conversations is just stuck on how to have the best experience, what to do, tactics, what works, what don't. Yeah. Bro, I got to the point where I start having the best experience with women when I stop focusing on having that best experience with women. I want to fulfill my purpose in life, y'all.
Because I'll tell you, let me show you something, right? What you just said, right? The beginning of the video, we talked about acting versus being. When you trying to have the best, when you're thinking about having the best experience, you naturally in the acting stage because you're trying to force that experience, so you're acting. But once you forget about all of that and you just being, you have the best experiences with women because you being, now you're acting. So that just full circles come to everything we were just talking about.
It's just crazy because people talk about, man, this is a woman, this woman, that, bro. I look at getting a woman to have sex with you, get them to like you, get them to I look at that as a low level accomplishment now. That's so low level. Wow, you got a woman to like you and have sex with you. Wow. What is that doing for society?
It's empty, bro. It's empty.
Oh my God, you got this fine ass girl. Empty. Now what? You got her now. Now what you gonna do?
It's empty.
You got this fine ass girl. What you gonna do with? What you gonna? Nah, bro, a lot of y'all want these. Y'all don't want this. If y'all would drop a fine ass girl who tick all your boxes right now in your life, what you gonna do with it? Yeah, let's talk about that.
You ain't gonna be prepared.
Let's talk about. You want to talk about how to get it, Kyle? What you gonna do when you get it? Where you gonna go? Where you gonna take her? What journey you going on? That's what I'm at now. Getting a girl and getting sex is a low level accomplishment. Okay, now what? You know how many people fucking right now? Tomorrow, them fucking each other is not gonna matter no more. What about now? What's next? What's next? That's how I'm thinking now. And that's the ideologies and perspectives I'm trying to get out there because I've been having this perspective for a while, bro. Because, bro, Man, ever since I got a new mindset, Kyle, it been time. I've been times I might be in the middle of having sex with a girl. I be like, hey, what the fuck?
Empty. Like,
Nigga,
oh God.
what am I gaining from this?
Not a damn thing. A little nut. That's it. And after the nut, you're like, bruh,
Now what?
what the fuck? This is, yeah. And knowing damn well I don't want you, knowing damn well I would never be with you, knowing damn well that I don't even like the way you think,
Right.
knowing damn well there's no connection there at all. It's just like, okay, now what, bro? You just wasted that time. You just wasted that night. You just wasted a whole bunch of shit. So yeah, I'm past that too, brother. Past
And
that.
I feel like if you watching this, you might be in middle school, you might be in high school, college, freshman, bro. And I understand that as men, we just sure got to go through the experience of it, no matter what information we
Facts.
get. I was a man that I always learned from other people's mistakes. So I know there's more people out there like me. So I'm talking to the person who learns from other people's mistakes, bro. Just become it. Stop trying to look it.
Better yet, to touch on what he said, a lot of people definitely got to experience it to learn. But here's what's good at listening and reading about shit like that is, okay, you only have to experience it once. After you done heard it a bunch of times and listened to it once it clicks immediately. Oh, this is what he meant. Oh, this is what this book meant when it said, okay, doing this is fruitless. You don't get anything from that. And then you ain't got to do it over and over and over and over again. And now you're 40 fucking 3
Right.
still doing the same shit because you ain't never heard from somebody else or never understood the logicness of why this wouldn't work. So it's like, even if I ain't gonna say you're gonna listen to this and then automatically you got it and you understand everything you're saying, but take notes, listen, understand the logicalness of it, and when that time do come, when you do fuck the bitch, you have that moment where you're just like, what am I doing this for? It clicks. You understand everything we just talked about. It's like, oh shit, it clicks. So now you can put yourself back on track and back on your purpose easier instead of veering down that line and doing it 20 million times before you damn 45 with 10 kids and you realize, damn, I wasted my whole life.
45 with no empire, nothing to show for. Chasing the ass and pleasure and being selfish, because Kyle, that's ultimately what all this is. A lot of the reason why us as men don't get the abundance, it's crazy. I realize it's so simple. Because we being selfish, man. Whether we know it or not. It don't matter whether you know it or not.
Facts.
The fact that if you are a man and you waking up still thinking about you eating, you fucking, you getting you getting rich, it's gonna be a cap. It's gonna be a limitation on how much abundance you're able to attain in this life. Why? Because you're not impacting and improving the lives of other people. What I realize is God rewards people who are serving his people.
Yeah.
Simple.
Simple, yeah.
Why do you think people with businesses get rich? Because if you have a business that's providing value to people, you get capital in return because, yes, you're providing value to these people, man. Like, bro, what I realize is simple. It ain't easy, but it's simple.
Yeah.
Stop asking yourself what you can get. You wake up every day, how can I get rich? How can I get more women? Bro, you're being selfish. You need to ask yourself, how can I improve the lives of others? Everything else, I'm telling you, everything else is gonna become easy, bro. And that's all I gotta say when it comes to that, bro. That's really the nail in the coffin on everything us as men want in life.
You gotta have something bigger than yourself, but something outside of yourself. And for a lot of people, that's God. A lot of people, that's religion. A lot of people, that's family. A lot of people, that's, just something outside of yourself.
Facts. It got to be something outside of yourself, because that's why I do believe in being backed up by the strength of God. Because like we said in the conversation last night, bro, us just having willpower is only going to get us so far. We humans. We got flaws, bro. We're not finna be perfect all the time. We're going to slip up and go through fucked up times or do some fucked up shit. We can't just rely on our own strength. And I'm pretty sure, I know that's biblical. I don't know the biblical quotes, but I do remember hearing quotes about we cannot like rely on our own understanding. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that, but it makes so much sense, because we humans, bro. No matter how perfect we try to be, how much we try to plan, strategize, read, bro, we do need that strength of God, bro. We need that strength of God, because the God. What I realize is that becoming purpose driven and being backed up by the strength of God is you have conviction now. Now you have that feeling of conviction when you slipping up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you only lean on your own morals and understanding, you can easily just give yourself a pass.
Yeah.
But that conviction from God hit different. And that's something that's outside of our own desires that would stop us from doing a lot of fucked up shit.
Yeah. The conversation we was having last night kind of around this too. It's like, even if you go through that period of, okay, you're starting to learn everything, you're doing all the right things, you can still slip back up and go into all the bullshit that you know ain't right. But if you ain't got that conviction, if you ain't got that something that's bigger than you to put you back on your track, bruh, you just gonna stay. So it don't matter if you know everything, you still fall back in. It done happened to me. I was telling Dope. It's like, all of what I know this past 6 months, bro, I done went into a path where it's like, this straight devil's work. Just straight devil's work. And I knew at the time, I can understand what's going on. I understand that, damn, this ain't right. But I'm doing it anyways. It was I'm aware of everything I'm doing. If you're doing that and you're just straight unaware because you don't understand your higher power, you don't have something bigger than you that where you know
that's governing
you, you can stay in that and just be ignorant in that and just live your whole life in that. And that's, people do that. There's people that's living like that. That's in that, but they don't understand what's wrong with that. They don't know they don't even think something is wrong, first of all, because that's just all they know. So it's like, you really got to have that something higher than you that's governing you to get you out of that. Like you just said, you can have the willpower. I done had the willpower to do everything right, but if I didn't have that, I still slipped back right into the shit that I knew was wrong. So it's like I had to have that thing that was bigger for me to get back out, and you did. But I just wanted to say that, to touch on that point, because that's real, bro. That's real. You can hear everything right, and you're gonna fall back in.
Yo, there's been numerous times I did a lot of shit right and fell back. It's like, bro, it seemed like you was two different people, bro. Because, but life is without no downs, we won't be able to go up. So it all makes sense, bro. I honestly think the most dangerous way to live is when you ain't going up or down. You stagnant. That's because down is where we learn, up is where we celebrate, where we, you know what I'm saying, is we don't really gain much wisdom when we up. We gain a lot of when we went down. So, but it's just people out here, their life is just, it ain't like this.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Yeah.
Occasionally might go a little.
Just a little shake, yeah.
That's worse. I think that's hell on earth. If I mean, that's hell on earth, bro. But that's a conversation for a whole nother day and whole nother episode, bro.
We talked about a lot in this video, right? But I promise you, there's a lot of things you might be heard in this video that you're just like, oh, damn, that was a good topic. There's something in that I wanted to dive in more. Follow the channel, because a lot of the shit we say, it's going to come back up in different situations where you understand that one part you wanted to know, that you wanted us to talk about, we might be having a whole nother conversation, and that same principle applies. And
We might
you're gonna
elaborate
learn.
on it. Yeah, we might elaborate on it.
Just
Yeah.
follow, and the jams is coming, the knowledge is coming. There's a lot in my head. There's a lot I know in Dope's head that he wanna put out there and put the thoughts out there and experience out there and all of that. And we ain't trying. I'll tell you this right now. I ain't trying to sound like I know everything and act like I know everything. There's a lot I might say on there that, 2 years down the line, I might look at this video and be like, this didn't click back then, but it clicked right now. But take what you take from this video. Take what makes sense and what you can use and better yourself with, and take it and run with it. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
I agree. But I can't say, bro, with the type of shit we see, I highly doubt it's gonna be something we go back in 2 years later will not feel, because you just can't. It's not this type of shit, bro. You just can't. It like, bro, it just makes so much sense. You know what I'm saying? It just
real truth, yeah.
It's like, yeah, bro. It's like, if it is something you want us to elaborate on a specific topic, comment down below. Let me know what y'all think of this video, bro. By the way, this ain't nothing that was overly planned out. We going off our intuition, bro. We going off, like, damn, I feel like God was leading me throughout all this. I ain't write none of it down. Y'all know, if you know me, I'm the type to be a perfectionist. I like to write shit down, be perfect. I'm leaving that behind. I'm leaving all that behind too, because of what I realize is me being a perfectionist, that all come from a place of fear. And I had to get to the point where I understand that. That's why I'm just jumping and doing this now, but to try to plan and want to look perfect, because being a perfectionist is actually of the devil.
Yeah. And
because it's fear.
Facts.
My bad, I'm gonna let you talk.
And
but it's fear.
Go ahead. I thought you were there. Go ahead. It's fear.
Nah, but what I mean is being a perfectionist is fear-based. And why I say that is because if you really get to the core on why people are perfectionists, it's because they are afraid of criticism and worried about being seen a certain way. And I personally have got to the point where if you supposedly doing something like this that's helping people, you should just be sitting out prioritizing how you seen.
Yeah.
Because at this point, now you're just doing it because you're trying to be seen a certain way. Mm-hmm. And I personally don't think God rewards people who are moving, because at that point, that's our ego.
Yeah.
We doing this, but we're trying to be seen a certain way from doing it. So it's like, is it really 100% authentic? Yeah. There are people out there who are getting further than us, Kyle, who are way less talented than us, because they are moving with authenticity. They might not have the skills, but if we sit up here being a perfectionist, we know everything to be planned out, that's selfish, because that's a place of life. That's fear. And any type of fear the devil can use to have a stronghold on us to keep us from fulfilling our purpose, it don't matter which the fear is, whether the fear is vulnerability, fear of criticism, fear of looking goofy, that's all a fear that devil can use to fuel his strength to not let us fulfill our purpose. So all that perfection and shit, bro, that shit out the window. Like, it's time to act, bro. So yeah, bro, I'm gonna let you have your perspective on that.
No, I agree with everything you just said, but you hit it on the head. You hit it on the nail, bro. You hit it on the nail.
I realized that recently, especially reading this book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill, bro. And that book, that's a whole other topic. That's a whole other pod. That's a whole other episode. I'm gonna get into that book. Thanks. But yeah, bro, that book, bro. If you ain't read that book, bro, y'all read that book, bro. Because it exposes all the ways the devil uses little things, little fears that the devil uses to get a stronghold on us, keep us from reaching our full potential. And one of those is the fear of criticism.
Facts.
I can't say that. And that's why all the perfectionists, that's why I fuck all they being perfect. Show up and help people, bro. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about me. It ain't just about how I look. Nigga, in the past, I was like, I can't get on the camera. I ain't got no haircut. I don't worry about how I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, come on, bro. It ain't just about me, but I'm gonna end it off right here, bro. Kyle, what's your last word to the people, man?
Subscribe, bro. Cause we're planning to do this at least. What we planning? Like, for me, it's like, I come from work and I'm just excited to get on the pod. So I'm excited to talk. So the episode's going to be coming. And now that this is kind of like an accountability thing too. Now it's both of us wanting to do this, so it's like, all right, dope. What we doing tonight? All right, dope. We dropping this podcast episode, so it's like, y'all gonna see a lot more of this, and this is something we both been wanted to do, and something I personally enjoy doing. So it's like, it's win-win situations for everybody.
Facts.
So it's gonna be something we want to do.
Man, I appreciate you, bro.
Of course, but I appreciate you.
I've been wanting to do something like this with you, bro. Like, and mind you, I was already finna do some shit like this, but it do feel it's easy when it's just me by myself, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Y'all, this shit was not planned. I just FaceTime him because I found out he had cut his dreads.
Yeah, literally. And then it just happened. This was just God's plan, bro. This wasn't something we had intentions for before yesterday or anything. It just, we got on a phone call, just chopping up. I cut my dreads. He wanted to talk. We just chopping it up, and then it just naturally led to this point, and now we here. So let's run it up.
Let's run it up. We ain't gonna tell them no dates. Fuck all that. Fuck all the announcements. We ain't doing no announcements, bro. We just gonna, all I gotta say is we just gonna show up.
Yeah.
Just gonna show up, man. And with that being said, man, y'all like, comment, subscribe, bro. Make sure y'all go follow Kyle on Instagram, bro. His Instagram is on the screen right now. And you know what I'm saying? And man, I'm gonna see y'all in the next episode, man.
Peace.